There's another historic establishment less than a mile away from the Buckhorn Saloon and the Convention Center. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Brad Bulla has the story of the Menger Hotel and its history.
Right across the street from the historic Alamo in San Antonio, you'll find another piece of American history. The Menger Hotel is the oldest continually operating hotel west of the Mississippi.
The hotel itself was built in 1859 by Mr. William Ahatius Menger, who came here from Germany. He was part of a wave of German settlers and immigrants who came here in the wake of Texas's independence from Mexico. When that happened, Texas basically put out a call that we've got land, come on down. And this made it all the way to Germany, actually. So he comes here in 1847, back when San Antonio is still a small frontier town, but rapidly growing.
William Menger first founded a brewery, and that eventually led to him building the hotel.
The brewery was an immediate success. It was actually so successful that he built a saloon because not everybody wanted to buy it by the barrel, which is what he was doing it. But then everybody loved the brew so much that they'd just literally drink themselves under the table, which upset the missus. And this gave him the idea of building a place for his guests to sleep it off.
Years later, the business was sold to the Compton family, who expanded the hotel and added the unique Menger Bar.
Under Major Compton, he introduced a bunch of renovations to the hotel to modernize it, and he felt that the old saloon Mr. Menger had built was no longer in keeping with the rest of the hotel. So he actually hired an architect to head over to London and take sketches of the House of Lords pub in the British Parliament, and he came back and he built the thing out of solid mahogany, which, fun fact, was more expensive back then than if he decided to make the whole thing out of solid marble. Being an old hotel, we can boast that we've had a lot of people of all types come through here. We've had Oscar Wilde come through here. We've had several men who were presidents or who would go on to be presidents. Generals Sherman and Grant came through here. Bill Clinton came through here before he was president. General Eisenhower, Teddy Roosevelt came through here with the Rough Riders.
In fact, the famous Menger Bar is one of the places where Teddy Roosevelt recruited his Rough Riders back in 1898. So today, you'll find lots of Rough Rider memorabilia at the Menger. And over a drink, you can think back on all the history this place has seen, including Prohibition.
Come Prohibition, of course, we had to disassemble it, but the senior bartender at the time was very passionate about making sure all the furnishings were carefully packed away and stored. The Menger actually has a rather extensive basement, kind of left over from the brewery being here originally. So it was put in storage, and once Prohibition was over, it was put back together again. But another interesting thing about our bar is famous Prohibitionist Carrie Nation actually came to our bar. She carried hatchets, and so she'd walk into bars, ours included, and just start screaming about temperance, the evils and vices of alcohol, and would literally start hacking away the bar.
Even so, the Menger Bar still survives, and the hotel itself is connected to the many cattle drives that ran along the legendary Chisholm Trail that started right at this spot in San Antonio.
We have an official marker for the Chisholm Trail right here in the garden. Modern-day cowboys can come here and know that they are basically following in the footsteps of all the Texas cowboys who came before them, because this is literally the end of the trail. You know, it's the chance to come touch history, you know? That's the beautiful thing about an old building. It has been here 160 years. It'll be here many more decades to come, and it's that sense of continuity that just makes the Menger really special for the modern cowboy.
Reporting from San Antonio, Texas, I'm Brad Bulla for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.